Hey everybody, Taz from Critical Thinking Anarchist here, and so I'm right on the ball on this one, right? March 29th is when this came out, and I was thinking about this the other day. Patricia Richardson, who you all know if you ever watched the sitcom Home Improvement, she was Jill, um, the mom on Home Improvement, and she came out like blasting Tim Allen, saying he has been flat out lying to people about a home improvement revival. And I was sitting there like, seriously, what is going on? She said in a new, she's like, even before Fox pulled the plug on Last Man Standing in 2021, Allen spoke to TV Line about his desire to revive the Tool Man and check in with Tim Taylor's family. I just think it's a marvelous idea, he said at the time, adding, all the actors think it's a great idea. He's been saying this for years, by the way. Pretty much since it went off the air. He's been like, God, it'd be great to. He never wanted that show to end. He is the one that ended it, oddly enough, kinda, because Patricia Richardson started fighting with the studio about money, and it was all about money between the two of them. The studio didn't want to pay her more, and she didn't want to work without getting paid more. And so Tim just said, then, if this is all about money, we're done. But he didn't want that show to end. And Last Man Standing, I never watched. I've seen a couple episodes here and there. From what I understood, it was basically a kind of a continuation of that show. And Tim, I know he had a lot of the Home Improvement actors on there from time to time, and I know Patricia Richardson was a recurring guest star on that. So anyway, ended three years ago now. In a new podcast interview, Patricia Richardson, who for 8 seasons played Tim Taylor's better half, Jill, plainly states that she has no desire to reprise her Emmy-nominated role. What's more, she accused Allen of flat out lying to people about a potential revival. Here's another part about this. I think this is more just, again, him talking about it, him going, wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome if we did that? I don't think he's ever been fully serious about it. It's just kind of more like, the media does what it does. I think anytime he's asked, he's like, yeah, that'd be great. I've been keeping in touch with people, and, everybody loves the idea. And who knows, how old the quotes are that they're pulling too. I mean, I don't know if they're pulling it from things he said recently, or if they, again, they're going back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 years. But anyway, she goes, no, not interested. In fact, I think that's the reason that Tim is now going on to do another show, which is the same plot as Jungle Cruise and many of the movies that he's gone on where he's lost a kid and he has to get his kid back, yada, yada. But I noticed this time he doesn't even have a wife. He's divorced. Editor's note, we believe Richardson is referring to the 1997 cinematic masterpiece Jungle to Jungle. Oddly enough, in several of his movies, he is at least separated, if not divorced. I would hear on Twitter or whatever that he was coming out publicly and saying this stuff about how everyone was on board to do a Home Improvement reunion, she recalls. But he never asked me. He never asked Jonathan, who played... I called Jonathan one day and I said, has he asked you about this? And he went, no. Why is he going around telling everybody that we're on board when he hasn't talked to you or me? I think that's weird. He was lying to people and telling them that I was on board and I didn't know anything about it. Again, I don't think he was. I think he was saying he's kept in touch with people and they think it'd be a fun idea. I would not want to, Richardson reiterates. I mean, Zach is now a felon. Taryn hasn't acted since he left the show. Jonathan is not really interested in acting, and we don't have Wilson, so if we did it without Earl, and also we have just 2 kids, probably it's not going to be the same show at all. Duh. It's not supposed to be the same show. Home Improvement ran for 8 seasons, da-da-da-da-da. When Bree asked, potentially reviving Home Improvement, he answered, I always think about it because I still talk to everybody involved. The question I have is, Is it still relevant? Is Tim Taylor relevant in the Mike Baxter world? Because Mike Baxter is like a real version of Tim Taylor. He's not such a joke. And the Outdoor Man vlogs are like Mike's version of Tool Time, done as a web series. As for how he'd like to see Home Improvement return, I like the idea of doing it as a one-off, like a 1-hour movie. Alan said, I like the idea of finding out where the boys are now and where Tool Time would be in today's world. Alan previously reunited with Richardson, Thomas, and Richard Karn on his second sitcom, Last Man Standing, which wrapped its 9-season run in 2021. That was followed by Disney's Santa Clauses. So yeah, I don't think, I mean, nowhere in here does it actually quote him saying that he's done this. I think it's, it's clickbait headlines. And Patricia Richardson got wrapped up in it. And of course, now she's getting other people wrapped up in it. I will say though, if they did, say they did come out with a new series, because he does have another quote, kind of about how he would go about it. And he was talking about, having it be one of the kids, and having, one of Tim's kids be the person who is now in Tim's place. Which would be all right, but I think what he should do is have it be one of Al's kids, or have it be Al's child. And then Tim comes back as Wilson, basically. He's the neighbor. And he keeps trying to give, Wilson's advice. And of course he screws it up the way only Tim can. But of course, because Tim is such a great, Tim understands the advice he's given. He just doesn't say it right. He always kind of gets the gist of it. He can always summarize it really well. So have him do that type of thing. I remember when Randy was, when he had a cancer scare, when Randy was 17, and we da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and, as the great philosopher, Mark Samuel Foghorn Leghorn said, that type of thing. I think that would be a great way to do it. That way he wouldn't have to have the family, he wouldn't have to worry about the boys and whatever. He could say, the kids are doing great. Whenever Al comes over, kids are doing great. Jill's hanging out with Randy in Africa, and they're, everything is going amazing and whatever else. If people decide to come back to the show, cool. But then Tim can focus more on the production of the show. And he gets to be the wise guy. He gets to be the guy giving the advice this time. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll be there. I don't know if they're going to do anything about it. And like I said, it's 6 weeks after the fact. So, I'm right on the ball on this one. But like I said, it was just kind of bugging me. I'm like, there is a great way to do this. There is a great way to do it. Where you wouldn't have to, account for an actor change. You wouldn't have to not necessarily have people not being there. You have to explain people not being there, really, outside of just, oh yeah, this is what's going on. Just a 5-second exposition, boom, done. And then you get to focus on Al and his family, and they get to have a whole cast of characters for Al's family that you've never seen before. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And I will see you in the next one. You all take care. Bye for now.